that we're struggling, and I'm a guy that wants the ball in those times. Give it to me.
I don't want to make this about that.
The consistency is a marriage.
I understand. We're doing everything we can do to fix it.
Yeah, the Eagles got to make a change on offense. This offense stinks right now. This offense doesn't do anything well.
Throws it to the sideline. Open is Robinson. Down the right sideline. Cuts inside at the 5. In for the touchdown.
We can't keep putting pressure on defense. At some point, we have to carry our own weight.
Wow, some drama coming out of Philly early in the season. We'll get back to that. Welcome to NFL Live on a Wednesday. Look at this. Patrick Mahomes is talking today. Cam Ward, he's going to have a new coach at some point. Drake May, Brian Schottenheimer, Liam Cohen, Nick Sirianni. There's so many names I can't even say them all. But let's start with this guy, Nick Sirianni. He was asked about his team facing adversity today.
You know, adversity makes you dig down even deeper. Now, this is a hungry football team and a hungry coaching staff, and I know I'm hungry, and we're looking for that even in wins as well. That's why I say the process has to remain the same, but there are sometimes that adversities make you reach down deeper, and to me, it's like you can have two mindsets there. You can have a mindset of defeat, or you can have a mindset of get up and fix and identify issues and identify strengths and get better from it.
Oh, we're so glad you're here. We got Field, we got Hawk. He's back from his international tour. More on that later on.
Hawk.
So glad you're back. Sir Hawk.
Happy to be back.
Great to be in your presence. Dan Orlovsky, Dan Graziano, 2 Dans, better than 1. All right, Field, what has you concerned most about the Eagles' offense?
Oh, man,
Only
let's see if
Dan.
we can get back on track here. Great segment. Sunday morning fantasy football now. It's a great segment. Only Dan's
The only dance, yeah.
Great segment. Watch it every
I just assume
Sunday.
everyone already knew.
You've been on that. You've been on it.
No, you have.
You have.
did. You
just
did
may
a
not
guest
realize
spot.
it. Anyways, let's talk about
last
the
year.
Eagles' offense.
Dan.
I've heard Dano talk about the Eagles' passing offense. I won't step on the toes there because he's done a lot of insight, or he has a lot of insight on it already. I'm sure we'll dive into it more. A little bit concerning, though, how pedestrian the running game has been for this Philadelphia Eagles offense. You know, passing game can be a little bit more creative in concepts. Sometimes in the running game, it's just do what you do and just do it really well and better than the defense can actually defend it. The offensive line does not look nearly the same this year for Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley hasn't had the same level of production, which I think is more about the offensive line than Saquon. I don't think he's fallen off some cliff. Check out some of these numbers that kind of support how pedestrian the running game has been. Saquon is averaging just 2 yards per rush before contact. He was over 4 yards in that same category a season ago. He has yet to rush for 20 yards on a single play this season. If you go back to last year, he had 11 separate games with a 20-plus yard run. He had 11 games with 100 yards. Hasn't gotten that to any of their first 6 games. Last year, when things maybe weren't going great with A.J. Brown in the passing game, you could at least say, hand the ball off to 26, let him make some magic. Opening drive of the NFC Championship game, the Commanders control the clock. They go down, they get points on the board. Next play, Philadelphia's first offensive play, 60-yard rush from Saquon for a touchdown. That easy out, the smash button just isn't there this year right now in the running game.
Yeah, 47 negative plays for this offense this year. That leads the NFL by a significant margin. They got to run it better. I think 2 things I'd like to see in their run game. Number 1 would be, unsurprisingly for me, I'd like to see Jalen Hurts a little bit under center. I'm not saying you have to completely revamp the offense. Yeah. 2, I think a lot of their run game has been a little bit too side to side for me. I'd like to just get Saquon going downhill. I think that would help their offensive line.
Agreed.
Minnesota defensively, the one thing that I've been surprised about them this year is run game defensively, they have not been good. They're bottom 8 in basically everything defensively. And I think the thing that's most surprising is Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator, has always been really good at putting numbers to the line of scrimmage. He's not doing it as much this year. Or some of those run game stunts or pressures that are called on first down that are really good for either run and or play action pass schemes. They haven't been called as much this year. So if there's a game that you would actually feel good if you're feeling like, let's get our run game going, it's this one, coming off of an extended break and against a defense that's not handling the run good.
I thought that would be the Giants game last weekend because the Giants were allowing 140 rush yards per game prior to last Thursday night, and then it was yet
I just would like to see this run game go at defenses a little bit more than this way too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think this offense isn't playing with the amount of trust it needs to be at its best, and that's top down. That's from play caller to quarterback to receivers. There's plays out there that they're leaving because the quarterback isn't anticipating and the receivers aren't finishing. You're going to see a couple of these plays here. This is a 23-yard gain to Dallas guard at the tight end, but look how late that Jalen Hurts sees this.
Over the middle, right?
Right? Over the middle. There's 2 options. It's there now. Throw it. That's when you make this throw. Look how long it takes. Goddard's throwing hands up in the middle. Jalen knows this. He feels this. He has to trust what he's feeling and not waiting to confirm it for so long with his eyes. Next, you're going to get this big play down the middle. This is 2 weeks ago to A.J. Brown. This is a big play that they have to have, and Jalen is locked in on A.J. A.J. clears coverage, and he slows down once he gets past the DB. And where does this ball end up dropping? 3 yards, 4 yards ahead of A.J. Brown. He has to trust that his quarterback is going to see him down the field. And then lastly, this is two seams down the middle of the field, single high coverage. You know, with that single high safety running to the right, now you throw this ball now. You have to feel this. You have to know this. This doesn't take you seeing it with your eyes. This is a wide open touchdown to Smith, which these are points that they're leaving on the board. And when you talk about how you feel about this offense, this changes that narrative. This changes the feel in the locker room and in the huddle if they're executing on these plays.
I think reality, too, is that's something that Jalen has struggled with
for
years.
Right? Yeah.
Just
See, that's
over the middle of the field has never been kind of his comfort level passing the ball.
Graz over here, some injury news. A lot of wideouts across the league. Let's start in Tampa Bay. What more can you tell us?
There are a lot of information in Tampa Bay. Emeka Egbuka, their great rookie, had a hamstring injury in Sunday's game. We're still waiting for official word here. It sounds like he probably has to miss this next game. They did an MRI yesterday. No practice for the Buccaneers until tomorrow because they are playing Monday night. They're hopeful to get Mike Evans back from his injury this week. Chris Godwin is going to miss another week, still struggling to come back from that injury that ended his season last year. Good news out of Dallas on C.D. Lamb, back at practice today after missing the last 3 weeks with an ankle injury. The Cowboys feel like he's looking good out there. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer was asked what he would need to see from C.D. Lamb this week to feel good about playing him on Sunday. He said, well, if he's breathing, I'd feel pretty good about that. And then Rashee Rice of the Kansas City Chiefs, not coming back from an injury, coming back from a 6-game suspension for personal conduct policy violations, but he is back at practice with the Chiefs this week and expected to play and play very well when they get on the field on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes excited about having his top receiver back. The Chiefs already feel like their offense is ascending, and getting Rashee Rice will only help that more.
I'm glad you mentioned Patrick Mahomes because we just heard from him. New on NFL Live. He spoke today about having Rice back with the team.
He's going to be out there every single play. I mean, that's just the mentality that he has. I think it's going to be our job as teammates and coaches to kind of build him back the right way. But it's going to be hard to keep him off the field for sure.
Field, what does the return of Rashee Rice bring to this Chiefs offense?
First of all, something new because we did not see any of in the regular season. Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown on the field last year. Hollywood Brown got hurt in the preseason. Rashee Rice got hurt early in week 4. He is going to absolutely feast on targets. One thing that I think it does have the potential to do, Laura, for this offense is open up the possibility of taking the top off of defenses with Xavier Worthy more. He had the fastest 40 in the history of the NFL Combine. He hasn't played a ton this year, but he has yet to register a 40-plus yard catch. Some of that is because the Chiefs haven't been at full strength without Rashee Rice. Now you got a guy in Rice who turned 15 of his 24 catches into first downs last season. The kind of player who's excellent after the catch as well. The dimensions of this offense for Kansas City should be able to change a little bit. And for a running game that hasn't been great, the ability to be explosive can sometimes be difficult, and they now have the pieces to do so.
It's just what the Chiefs always do. They get
find a way.
Strength no matter what. No Chiefs wide receivers had 3 games with 75 receiving yards since. So this is going to be a chance for Rashee Rice to make his mark.